be showing you how to go tapeless with the ClearClick Video Converter 2.0. This is an easy and very useful way to actually go tapeless with your analog video camera. Before we start off, I would like to say thank you everybody for 150 subscribers. Woo, that's so many, but the channel's growing kind of quickly in my opinion. So yeah, thanks for everybody that's subscribing out there. Alright, so I'll show you the things that you're gonna need to use this kind of setup. There are a few different ways that you can do this, but I'm gonna show you the way that I think is the best way to do it. Today I'm gonna be using the XL1 to show you my examples on how I would go about doing this. I'm also going to be using the ClearClick Video Converter 2.0. I'm going to be using AV cables. I would use S-Video, but S-Video doesn't have audio in it. And if you use S-Video, then you also have to use audio cables as well. And then you have two cables that are it's just way too much going on. So I'm just going to be using these for right now. Now the ClearClick Video Converter needs to be powered. It does not have an internal battery. So you're also going to need the power supply for it and some form of a battery bank or portable charger. You see where I'm going with this. If I was using S-Video, there would be a lot of wires involved with this. And it's kind of why I'm using this big camera, is because there's more room to tighten up and tidy up the wires rather than using like a small handy cam or something. This is what you'll be using. So this whole idea is for anybody out there who just wants to not use tapes, or maybe their tape deck is broken or there's something wrong with the tape mechanism itself. When you're using this, you won't even hit record on the camera, you'll be hitting record on the device here, and it records straight to an SD card. Now this one isn't the best example, but I will leave a link in the description to one that is better than this. And this is like one of those iPhone or phone things that kind of, it extends and you slide your phone in, and then it sits in there, and then you can put your phone on like a tripod or like a selfie stick or something like that. Using one of these, it actually holds the ClearClick Video Converter, and then if your camera has a cold shoe mount on it, you can just take this and you can attach it, stretch it over it, and now it's being held in. The one that I'll leave in the description actually has a cold shoe mount on the bottom of it, so it slides in. And then it's actually adjustable on one of the little pivotal balls, like a tripod actually has. And then you can just slide it in, lock it in place, and then you can adjust this, and this can be your monitor on your camera. So you can just slide it in, and then boom, check that out. You got yourself a monitor. And what's cool about this too is if you have a camera like the XL1, the XL1 doesn't have a LCD on it. You have to look through the viewfinder. If you're filming like handheld, like down low or something, you can look through the video recorder itself, and then you just manage everything up here because you have the record button on top here as well. Now let's say you have a camera that doesn't have a cold shoe mount, like this camera for instance. This is the JVC GR-AX-M50 or something it's called. This one doesn't have a cold shoe mount. Well, what do you do then? So something that I actually recommend doing, and it'll still give you kind of the way that this works, is if you've ever seen those, I'll leave a picture up here in the corner. If you've ever seen those plastic filming handles that like skateboarders use, and it's like foam on top, and it screws into the bottom here, and then it kind of curls up like to the back right here. Well, those have cold shoes on them as well, so you can mount it to that. And then all your wires you can kind of finesse and kind of tie around like the handle and stuff to kind of keep it off the body and everything. So I'll leave a link to one of those as well. They're only like, I don't know, like 15 bucks, 20 bucks maybe. So they're pretty cheap, and I think it will work great for if you're in the situation of not having a cold shoe mount on your camera. You gotta find a way to power your video converter. Best way to do it is find a portable charger. I would find one that's kind of small but holds a good enough charge. I think my dad gave me this one, I got it at like a thrift store or something. I don't know where the heck this one came from, but it's pretty small, and it actually, like, it's about the same size as the video. What I recommend doing is just getting some sticky-sided tape, sticky-sided Velcro, and then Velcro it to the back. Just keep in mind that this entire going tapeless system is not, it's going to be janky any way that you do it. There's going to be a lot of wires and there's going to be power banks and stuff like that involved. So there's going to be a lot going on your camera. So let's hook your video cables up to this. And then what I would do is you're going to have, this is the wire that actually came with the converter. I'll leave a link as well to, you can find some on Amazon, some AV cables and S-video cables on there that are like 1.5 feet long instead of like 4 feet. So it'll actually, you know, condense and, you know, minimize the amount of wire that you have that's going on all over it. So I'll leave a link to that as well. If you do use a 4 foot or a 6 foot or however much that you have, you're just gonna have to find a way to kind of wrap it around your camera, because then it's just gonna be dangling around and all that. So I go around the handle just to kind of tidy it up. It's, like I said, it's this whole system is not professional looking. It's very janky. It's just kind of what you got to do right now. So ClearClick, if you're watching this, definitely make a 3.0 video converter and put a power bank in the or put an internal battery on the video converter so that it makes the whole process of this a lot easier. I think you'd sell a lot of these if you did that. You got your power supply charger thingy. I usually, because I mean this is like a 3 foot wire or something like that, so you're gonna have to find a way to wrap this up as well. So I usually just kind of wrap it around the video converter like this, and it doesn't really get in the way of the buttons or anything like that, especially the ones that you'll really need. So once you get it plugged in, it turns on and it's ready to go. So then once you are ready to go, you will go into the settings of your ClearClick video converter, and you will go into whether you are using S-video or AV. You'll switch it to that. Go to like record a video on your camcorder. There I am. Okay, so you go to record on your camcorder, and it will actually pop up on the display here. As long as you have a SD card or a thumb drive hooked into it, you can just push record on the video converter and it'll start recording. And don't even have to push record on your camera. Now, you might need to go into the settings on your camera and turn off the self shut off or the self timer to shut off, because that's what this one does, and I need to go in there and do that. You don't want the camera to turn off while you're recording, because that's never fun. That's pretty much it. I'll show you some clips to kind of give you an idea of what it looks like on video quality wise. I think it's still, at least from what it looks like on the screen on here, it looks like the video footage is still pretty decent. One of the wires that I was talking about earlier, I found one that is, so one side, I'll show a picture of it as well so you understand what I'm talking about. So one side of it would be S-video and the other side of it is AV. So I'm thinking that you could plug the S-video into your camcorder and the AV side into your converter, or vice versa. If your camcorder doesn't have S-video, you can plug it into the S-video port on the converter and the AV cables into your camcorder. Now, if you have a camcorder that has the like headphone jack style, like this guy here, see this little yellow port here? That's the AV out. So if you have one that is like that, I don't know if you can find one that's like one side's S-video and one side's like headphone jack style. I think you would just have to go and use the, so one side would be like the headphone jack and the other side would be the AV yellow, white, and red. So you would just plug it in the same way as this, and then you'd plug it into like the little yellow plug-in like that on the other side. So that would actually be a very simple and easy way to do it. The sun's coming through the window and it's hit me right in the face right there. It's a fun way because you still get the same exact video quality as the camera looks, but it just records it to an SD card, so there's no having to record it onto a tape and ruin the tape heads and all that. This is a good way to bring life back to your broken camera, or preserve it in case you do want to use tape still. I like this idea just because it has a screen that you can use as like a monitor. Everybody out there is going to have a different camera, so you're probably going to have a different experience rigging this up than I did. Yeah, hopefully this was helpful in any way. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to leave a comment, and Let me know what you're thinking of it. I think this is a great way to go about it, and we will see you in the next video. Have a good one. Sam. Jack. Jack. What are you doing? What are you doing? Where's your brother? Oh. Where's your brother? Is it your hedgehog? Oh. Does he want a treat? Does Jack want a treat? Okay, let's get a treat. Okay, you gotta sit. Good boy. Oh, it's Jack.
It is Gracie Jack.
It's Jack. It's Jack. Oh, it's Will.
Alright, I think they said maybe like 2 weeks. I'll get them. Mine's not until March 24th. It's an asset. I'm in pain on.
Rooftop. What's going on? What's going on? You're so cute. Rooftop. This is our stray cat. He lives outside, obviously. He's very cute though.